pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is the Lincoln County Commission regular session on October 3rd, 2019 at 6 p.m. in 108 of the Lincoln City Courthouse. Members present are Darrell Baker, Lee Carlos, Charles Vance, and Josh Stowers. Under approval of minutes, we have several meetings here we need to get the minutes approved for. The first one was the minutes from public hearing that was held on September 19th, 2019. That was for the broadband public hearing. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes for that meeting?
So moved. I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye. Motion carries. The next meeting was the regular session on September 19th, 2019. Do I have a motion?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye. Motion carries. Okay, the next one is the second public hearing we had for the broadband that was on September 30th. Motion?
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And the next one was to approve the minutes of the special session of the Lincoln County Commission that was held on September 30th, 2019 at 12:30.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. First up's public comment. We have Scott Saul here that's signed in under public comment. Do you want to stand up?
I've made several complaints with the Lincoln County Health Department over sewage, raw sewage dumping into the creek between the Fast Check, the old Fast Check, and Giovanni store up there. When the Fast Check closed, they cut off all power to the building and the septic system. So Giovanni's septic system is running into the store system, and it's been putting out raw sewage since December 31st. We can't get rid of the smell. I've complained to the health department, get no answers. Sam says tough. He says whoever buys the store will either have to put a new sewer in or Giovanni's will have to put a new sewer in. But yet the sewer line is crossing a property line, which I understand is not permissive. But this was done several years ago. And all I'm asking is somebody put power on that sewage system and make that thing work and eliminate that raw sewage from dumping into the creek up there. And it's causing smell all down through there. Now, when I met with the health department, they suggested that I buy lime and spread up and down the creek to get rid of the smell. And I don't feel that's my position to do their job. I really don't. So
they've been out and looked at it?
they have.
Who owns the Fast Check?
Well, that's Jody Pastori right now. But see, they totally cut the power completely off that building. And there's no way of running the septic system for the whole unit now, for everything. So, you know, my mom's house is right beside of the place and we have raw sewage smell in her bedroom throughout her house. And I've complained for over a year about this. And to no ends, I'm still not getting results. And I'd like to bring that up. On the record business that I brought up before, I have full support of Lincoln County Economic Development Authority. I'm working currently, servicing, maintenance, towing, everything, every Lincoln County ambulance there is. I give them the cheapest rate maintenance, selling parts for cost, and I'm taking care of the county. I feel I'm doing my responsibility to help do that. I've got 3 fire chiefs on my end of the county supporting me in this regular endeavor. I have 5 employees, and I understand that we can't bring this back up till the November 7th meeting. And, you know, if it can't go favorable with me, I have $75,000 in cost and a new record you see sitting out here and in insurance. And November 10th, I'm gonna have to shut the doors on the whole business. Because, you know, it's not, the rotation systems have happened in Lincoln County previous. They have. And I found that information out on my own. The PSC says when I come up there and paid my $5,000 to them, I can haul a wreck anywhere in the state of West Virginia. So I just got an email from a fire chief saying that the underling under Alan Holder, Francis, says that there's a difference between a rollback wrecker and a boom type wrecker. According to the PSC, there is no difference, and I can show you the license to prove that out in the truck right now. You have copies of that. There's no distinction between types of vehicle as long as they're PSC certified. And I've had to buy clothes for 5 people. I've put $75,000 out on this. And Kanawha County, it was just to walk in and give them my paperwork and it was over. And I give the paperwork here about August 15th, and I'm still wrestling with it. And now I'm told it's gonna be November 7th. And I just can't, you know, I let the ambulance service have, you know, and I built an impound lot for the sheriff. Won't cost y'all nothing to impound cars on me. It'll cost whoever the car belongs to. Same for the state police. But Alan's holding this all up. And I feel a bias there. I feel a bias. And I hadn't planned on coming to the meeting tonight. I was going away, but I wanted to voice this health concern on the sewerage up there. And, you know, I just can't stay in business buying new. When the PSC tells me that I can operate, all you gotta do is buy this license, and you have to have certain requirements on your truck. Then you can take your paperwork to 911 and you're ready. It's not happening here in Lincoln County. So I've called the PSC and I'm demanding my money back because it's no good in Lincoln County. And, you know, they're telling me, well, you know, there's precedent before the Supreme Court where this has already happened in other counties. And when a PSC certified wrecker service presents paperwork, it has to go into the rotation. This is all part of West Virginia State Military Affairs. It's beyond 911 and everything else. Now, if I wanted to run an ad in the paper, full-page ad, and say, if you're in a wreck in Lincoln County, you can call me. Don't take whoever the 911 sends you, and that's legal for me to do that. You know, they can recommend their own record.
I think that's always in a wreck, they can recommend.
They can, but according to Alan Holder, no. He said if I pulled a wreck in Lincoln County, he would sue me. Now, that's exactly what he told me. So I'm just really choked up with the whole thing, and you know.
And you can take calls if somebody wants you. I do take calls, but now wrecks, that's a different thing. 911 and wrecks. Even somebody at a wreck can say who they want.
Exactly. exactly.
Because that's up to the owner of the car.
Well, I've done a wreck and he found out about it, and that's when he said, well, you showed up on a wreck there, and I said, well, I was just going to get diesel fuel when Kenneth Mitchell wrecked, and I asked Kenneth if he wanted me to take his car home, and he said that was fine. Well, he found out about it, and said, I found out you're hauling wrecks again off an ambulance. And then when I was down here, he was down here before, he said, if you're listening to a scanner ambulance chasing for wrecks, then we can get you in trouble for that. That's not correct either. That's not correct either. If I roll up on a wreck anywhere, all I have to do is say, you want me to haul your car? And if they say yes, then that's that, you know. So, you know, I just feel biased against, I don't know why, that I have the support of the Lincoln Emergency Services. I've been towing their vehicles, you know, Economic Development Authority, with the, when the PSC says that if you pay this amount of money, you buy your record, you're in business, and then I can't operate in Lincoln County where I live, then I'm gonna go bankrupt. It's gonna kill me. Well, the ruling's November 7th that you all make, and if I don't get on, I'm just gonna close up November 10th and lay 5 employees off and just quit, you know. And I wouldn't recommend anybody to do business in Lincoln County after that. And I'm trying to do other business, and I contribute to civic organizations, everything that comes along, you know.
I don't think, Doc may know better, but I don't think that anybody's asked to be put on the rotation since 2008. So our, you know, our policy, we've got to get our policy updated, which is why what we're doing on the 7th, before the meeting, we're having a public hearing. Then after that, then, I mean, I don't think anybody's ever said we don't put you on there.
Well, I don't like being told by Alan that he's gonna file a lawsuit on me if he finds out that I pulled a car wreck.
This isn't something too that worries me.
I just don't know what
If
that-
you've got that many people, yeah, there's not, I think we figured out there's about
15
15
wrecks.
calls a month.
Yeah, I'm not, yeah,
So, I mean,
right.
that's not gonna,
But the PSC requires me to have employees in place to run this 24/7. As soon as I signed that paperwork with them and bought all this insurance, $1 million liabilities, not cheap, not cheap. My truck, all these expenses I put out, and it's just gonna choke me. Because the PSC told me it was an automatic thing, you know, so that's why I went ahead and bought it. And then after I turned the paperwork down here, then I started hearing, well, you can't do this. And then that paper that Alan gave us, that everyone said was, didn't spell it out right, I forget the words it was used, it was oblique, or it was, no, the paper that he gave us there at the last meeting, that he passed everyone a paper out and said that it was ambiguous, maybe that was the word he used. But it's not according to the PSC. PSC lawyers, I've been talking with them, I've just rung their phone off the hook, you know, and they say it don't operate this way. But I'm willing to wait till the next October 7th, but if I can't, you know, I've got to cut these ambulances off and everything, and, you know, I can't operate it.
I just wonder in larger counties like Cabell, they
Cabell
have a lot
County?
of wrecker services.
Cabell County?
Do they have that many people on the rotation?
Cabell County, you know what I've done? Since we have a section of Cabell County over here running through Boone County, I took my PSC filings up there, give it to them, they write on the top of it, and put it right into their system. I'm already in their system. Within 30 minutes, I was in their system.
Kanawha
I
County.
believe,
Kanawha
I think,
County.
I think the distinction between Kanawha, Cabell, and probably Lincoln County is the fact that they already have an existing updated
Yeah.
policy. And our goal with all of this was to have, November 7th, was to have a meeting to develop and finalize that policy and make sure all of the stakeholders could be here, not just yourself, but other services, to make sure that, you know, we get as much input as possible. And I think that's probably the distinction between the other two counties, that if we had an existing policy in place, we could probably just rubber stamp you too. We're just trying to make sure that we follow.
Well, that's all fair and dandy, but I feel like it's taken since October 15th up till now, and now another month. I feel like it's it's too much time researching this. I honestly feel that way, especially after walking into Kanawha County and getting my paperwork. I presented Mary with a fellow's name at the PSC that she could speak to on any of this type stuff. You can Google up Wrecker Services suing 911 services over this, and it's a done deal that quick.
What you need to do when we have this meeting on the 7th is anyone you talk with at the PSC that's told you something contrary to what we've said, we need it in writing from them.
Well,
And if you can get it in writing to us, it gives us something to go by too. you know.
well, that's why I asked Mary just to call,
Well, but
and
what
he
we
will
need-
give you my credentials, and I give her my credentials, and right on that it says, Scott Saul Auto Service can do record towing anywhere in the state of West Virginia.
Well, and I'm not questioning that, what I'm saying, when we make our decision, we have to look at stuff in writing, not just what you say, or what Alan says, or anybody says, we've got to look at that right. And it's not up to us to do that,
Well,
okay? If you've got a question about what we're doing, what you need to do is when you talk with the PSC, or other fire department, or fire department chiefs, things like that, just get it in writing what they see as not being right, and let us review it. I mean, because that's the way you have to do it. I mean, anyone can come in here and say anything they want.
Well,
you
I
know,
would be right.
but what we've got to do is be able to enter into record what we're talking about. Because when we talk about it, we're updating this ordinance we have, or whatever it is. And on this, when we met the last time we were all here, we all agreed to do that on the 7th. And that's when you need to bring in any information that you have that's contrary to what Alan said. Because I remember Alan saying what he said when you were here, and what he told you. And, but since then, you said you've had conversations with him where he said something different. And see what has to
Well,
happen is we
well.
can't just have one side here. We have
Oh,
to
I
have both
agree, yeah, I
sides.
agree with that.
That way,
I
when you say
agree
that in
with
front of Alan, then he has a chance to
Oh,
say
I-
what he meant or whatever.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that way, we got it all out in the open. We all know
Well, I
what's going
want it
on.
to be, but I still want to voice this, the time, and all the county commission has to do is maybe ask Mary to call the office manager to PSC, and I give you the paperwork, says that I'm qualified throughout this state with insurances, everything I have
The
to
way,
have.
the way we've dealt with
So-
it before is when we've had these meetings and there's questions come up that we would have to address the PSC. Then after the meeting, then if we have questions, then we address it with the PSC then. Cause you know, it's kinda like a court where you come in and you say, this is what we wanna do. Cause we're all in agreement, we want you to have provide the service and things, I think. But we've got to update, just like, I think it's supposed to be done every 3 years, because we hadn't had any new services and things, we hadn't done that. And, when we meet on the 7th, we'll hash through that and and I think what we've done before, we've adapted what they've done in surrounding counties, and basically use that as a format for what we would want to do in Lincoln County. Because we want to do what the other counties do, and we want to give everybody a chance to, you know, have their business and things of that nature. But, you know, as far as, you need to bring all if you find something contradictory to what we've told you or Alan's told you, then any information you can bring to us at that meeting, you need to bring it.
The only thing contradictory is him saying that I cannot respond to a wreck in Lincoln County, that I would be sued, is not true. Because I can haul wreck anywhere I
Well,
want to.
what I remember him
if they
telling me was
request
you
it.
can go ahead and haul wrecks, is what he said. And he also.
I can't be called out by 911 to haul a
Well,
wreck,
now, what
unless
he
I'm
said was
requested.
anyone could ask for you at any time, and that's what I remember, I don't know if the other
That
commissioners
is
did
true.
or not.
That is true.
That's what he said. In the meantime, till we had this meeting, anyone that wants you can ask for you. And I thought, you know, in the meantime, that's a fair thing
I
to
mean,
have happen.
you said you were, already took a bunch of calls and everything.
Well,
Last
it's
time.
just private. I have nothing done with the 911 system, only the one car that I hauled from a car wreck on Smerico Ridge, and he found out about it and told me if I hear you haul another car from a wreck, I'm filing a lawsuit on you. That was after the point. You
Well,
know.
when I think of that, you know, that would be a good thing to bring up while we're here at that meeting with everybody here.
Who called you on that wreck?
You were going by the wreck.
I was
you
going
saw.
by the wreck when it just happened, and one of the owners is Kenneth Mitchell, lives just 3 miles up the road from me, and asked him if he's all right, and asked him if he wanted me to take his car home and stuff like that, you know. And I've got impound service areas that I can offer the county that don't cost the sheriff's department or the county commission a dime. DUIs, such, whatever. I can impound them, don't cost you folks a penny. Same way with the state police. But now, state police and stuff's not gonna call me until Alan gets this going. Yeah. So, I'm losing money at it. You know, say if we just get 15 calls a month and I only get 2 calls a month, well, I'm out 2 calls a month, you know. That's the way I feel about it. But I just did want to express that and the health department problems that I'm having. But that's really all I have, but I can't pay for a big record truck that the PSC says that I can operate in West Virginia, and I live in Lincoln County and I can't operate it. And it's going, you know, I'm not a rich man, and I'll be out of business probably by the 10th of November if I can't get on rotation.
We will call up to the health department and check on that and see. Okay.
Thank you very
All right,
much.
Thanks, Scotty. Glenn, you all didn't sign in, but do you want to speak, or are you good?
I didn't have anything
Okay.
tonight. I'll do it
Okay.
next time.
I want to mention this while I'm thinking about it before I forget. At the McCorkle Community Center, they're having their free breakfast on October 12th, and it's starting at 8 a.m. this time till noon. And it's a great breakfast. It's free and just for donations, if you want to make a donation. And that's the 12th. We have Senator Capito's new representative here with us tonight. If you want to introduce yourself.
For those of you, I know about half of you, but for those of you I don't know, I'm Alex Vaughn. I'm field rep for Senator Capito's office. So if you have any problems with federal agencies, questions, comments, anything like that, you see me out and about, feel free to stop me and or give me a call. They have my contact information, so here if you need me.
All right. On the agenda under discussion and concerns, first thing on there is home confinement. We accepted the home confinement, one of the home confinement officers' resignation at the last meeting. And after the meeting, there was some bouncing around maybe about, someone approached me about maybe hiring 2 part-time people as opposed to 1, because there was concern, maybe 2, hire a man and a woman for the drug screening and searching and stuff of women. But, I think that's all kind of worked itself out, and they just want one full-time person. So we're back to that, but we haven't advertised yet. So, you know, if it's okay, we'll go ahead and advertise for one full-time person instead of the two part-time and all that we were. I just wanted you to know, we haven't advertised yet, but we'll go ahead and move forward with that. And trick or treat, we've got to set the date for that, and I think it's Thursday, the 31st. This one, Hamlin's already.
5:30 to 7, right? Yeah.
Do you all, what is your thoughts on that? Does that sound all right, Doc? I know last year it fell on Wednesday, and there was some controversy about having it on Wednesday night with church, so Thursday will be okay, I think.
Sounds good.
Okay, so, let's go ahead and, if I can get a motion to have trick or treat on October 31st, countywide, from 5 to 7?
5:30 to 7.
5:30 to 7.
That's, well, Hamlin is 5:30 to 7, yeah.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye. So trick or treat will be on the 31st. The only other thing on there, we have some stuff from the EDA. There are several reappointments to their EDA board. It's Evelyn Cartwright, Gary McAllister, Paula Nelson, Rick Ryan, and Austin Lucas, who have already been serving, but their terms were up, so to reappoint those. And new appointees of Heather Benader and Audrey Robinette.
And I would just add to that, for the motion, if this, with the reappointment of those individuals on the expired term of the new appointees, under the bylaws of the EDA, there will be a fully appointed board at that point. There's a minimum amount of members that the board is required to have, and there's also a maximum, but this will get us to that at least minimum amount with people with ongoing terms, so this will get us up to speed.
All right.
Josh, do you all still follow that, where you keep track of who attends meetings and determines whether they need to be reviewed or not?
There is, you know, there's obviously a roll call every meeting, so there's a record within the minutes of who's called in and who's present. So yes, that record is kept.
Yeah, because I know there was something in it back when we built this one time before, where if they hadn't attended so many meetings, they were put up to have the seat vacated.
I don't know if
It was
that-
in the bylaws, I think, of your, when you.
I believe, I'll have to check, but I believe the bylaws state that it's not, I don't think it's automatic that happens. I think it just, it allows for, if someone's missed so many meetings consecutively, if it's the board's discretion
Oh, okay.
to replace them, they can. I don't think it's automatic, but yes, that provision's in there.
Okay, because I just want to make sure that we're following our provisions, you know, if we're not, then we need to remove the provision or whatever, you know, and things like that.
I think with the two new appointees, we only meet quarterly, so, we, especially in the summer meeting, it's a little bit difficult to get a quorum, but I think with the two new ones, that it should be a little bit easier to get that quorum, so.
And were there 3 applicants? My information is there was 3 applicants, no?
There were 3 names submitted.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the EDA board members as listed on the agenda?
I'll motion.
Okay, Doc made a motion,
Second.
and Josh seconded. All in favor, aye.
Is there any concern that the town of Hamlin is not represented? Is there something in the bylaws that one of the members needs to be a resident of the municipality?
Paula Nelson is.
She's not. She's not in the city limit. She's in Martin Drive, which is not in the town. Technically, I'm just.
I was under the impression that Paula was a resident of the town.
Okay.
I mean,
She doesn't vote in the election. I mean,
Is it in the is it in the bylaws that Hamlin has to be represented? Am I wrong on that?
maybe not.
Right, well, I think you said on that one,
I did.
just if you want to, maybe review that, just for our benefit, so we know.
Sure.
Things that way.
Yeah, if I missed that in the bylaws, I'm not sure if that was in there.
All right.
Are there other areas of the county that would be applicable to that you're aware of, Sean?
No, it was of interest given the identity of the third applicant. I just thought it was relevant.
And, well, now you brought up the third act.
Were you aware of the other conflicts?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to go on the record with the other
No, I
conflicts?
was just asking the question.
Well, let me, did the new appointees, were they picked from the ones on the board now? Is that the way you did it? Is that how you decided on doing the new ones?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Did the people on the EDA board pick the new appointees?
No, so the individuals that are reappointed indicated they would like to be reappointed.
Right,
And
and how do we get the new appointees, or how do y'all figure out who the new appointees?
those were two names that were submitted by staff that said that there was interest. We had actually advertised before, and I believe we got Brian Vance was appointed. It was the only application that we received, however, we didn't get to that minimum number because we've had a number of members leave. So we kind of charged staff with going out and finding potential interested individuals.
Okay, under unfinished business, we didn't have anything. New business, do you all have any questions about the new business?
The opioid item, which I know you probably can't say much about, but I talked to Mrs. Chafin today, and I guess it's not directly related to the high-profile settlement that's in the news right now. It's more an effort to bring it back into state court. That sound right?
Well,
I know it's so.
but if we would have been a part of the big settlement, we
Right.
would have been in with like big cities.
Thousands of cities and counties, yeah,
And we
okay.
would have got nothing.
Right, okay,
Because it's, your population just strictly,
gotcha.
and it was divided up that way, so.
And under advice of our attorney, we felt it best for the commission to pursue this route versus the other.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion to accept the new business, to approve the new business as listed on the agenda?
So,
I'll say.
Okay, I have a motion and a second, all in favor, aye? New business, motion carries. Do you want to do anything else? Okay, if not, do I have a motion to adjourn until Thursday, November 7th at 6?
since the rule
Okay, there,
is that public at 5?
we have, okay, on October I wanted to mention this too, I forgot. On Tuesday, October 22nd is when we have our Board of Equalization hearing.
Right.
Then we have our regular meeting on November 7th. Before that, we're having an estate hearing. Do we have that 30 minutes before?
Wait, the 7th or the 22nd?
The 7th is the
Public meeting.
public meeting
Yeah.
of the record.
Right.
And then we have an estate hearing this month too, but we think that might be held.
I might can do that,
Okay.
yeah.
So we have October 22nd, which is Tuesday, is the Board of Equalization.
9:30, I think, maybe 10, I can't remember.
9:30.
Nobody can come but these one people, because you had to petition it in February.
So it's 9:30 on the.
Yeah, I'll email you. but-
Okay, okay.
And then we have the hearing on the policy for the 911 rotation at 5 on the 7th, and then our meeting is at 6.
And I'm not shilling for the newspaper here, but if it's a public meeting, is there a plan to publish that?
Ally said all you had to do was notify all the record companies, so.
And the fire department,
Okay.
and.
Yeah, it doesn't say in the code that you have to publish or advertise for it, so.
He had to get a hold of, he was gonna tell the fire association meeting,
Right.
and all the other record services have to be notified, so they can,
I still think we ought to post it on the doors of board.
yeah.
Yeah, if like a new person wanted to have a record service, how would they know about it? That's what I'm getting at. I'm sure notice on the door of the courthouse is fine. I'm just saying if it's a public meeting that you guys are.
Yeah, we can put it online that we're having it, just,
Okay. Yeah.
and then post something on the door a couple days before.
I could post it now, and people can read it the whole month, and then see you where.
And this is on the October 22nd, and that's just one person on the board.
Correct, but it,
One entity.
right, they can't, no one else can get in on it.
I think you had to request in February for the hearing, what, in
Yeah.
February? For the Board of Equalization.
Got a motion to adjourn?
You did that all.
Okay. Motion.
Okay, Doc made a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
We are adjourned. November 7th. Can you sign this one real fast?